So interesting little thing to point out. Everybody knows, well, if you haven't known, you can go back and watch some of the videos. I've been steadily progressing on a series of habits over the years surrounding my eating. It's been pretty obvious over time that my eating habits are not the best. Habit journey I did a few years ago involved me cutting out breads in order to cut out pizza, which I was overeating. And I realized that I couldn't cut out breads without cutting out pizza. So I cut out pizza first and then cut out breads. So I went like 6 months without pizza, which was a chore, especially for a guy that worked in a pizza shop for almost 10 years. So what gets really interesting about that, and what I wanted to share with you today, had a family member who passed away. Just found out about it. And like the first reaction that came into my head was, I want something sweet. I want some pizza. Right? Like, my initial response to stress and grief was, what food can I put into my mouth to help me feel better, to help take that stress away? Now, right now, I've got a great accountability partner in my wife. Been on a pretty good program of getting the junk out over the past couple of months, and I want to continue to keep the junk out. And like, we hear all the time that our eating habits often are, these paths, these circuits, these records, so to speak, that play, that have existed since we were little, right? Why pizza for me? I worked in a pizza restaurant at 16 years old, and the stressful times of my life, hard times of my life, hard days as I was learning to become a manager and a leader, just like there was always pizza just sitting there ready for me to grab and put in my mouth. And maybe that's why, and maybe it goes back farther than that. Who knows? Maybe it's just, we used to celebrate a long week with pizzas on Fridays nights. I don't have any idea. What I do know is eating food because of grief is not the right response. I'm not a dietitian, right? I am a coach. I do help coach people on habits. This is a habit I struggle with and I need a break. So as you track habits in your life, if eating is one of them that you need to develop a better habit surrounding, notice when you get those cravings, when you get those urges, write it down, think about it, journal about it, think back to when you started really loving those foods and what circuits those could connect. Because when you realize that a reaction to stress is wanting chocolates or wanting pizza, remember, we don't reward bad habits by giving us just a substitutional food, right? That doesn't mean I get to go grab something that's not pizza, something that's not chocolate, and stick it in my mouth. Maybe I grab water. That's a good substitute for that habit. It's finding something healthy to do with my grief and my sadness, and putting that in its place instead of another dietary thing that just creates a different bad habit, a different food inside of that situation. So, little thoughts this morning. Hope they help.